Friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie. And we have so much to talk about. Oh my goodness, and I'm going to show you some sneak peeks. And there's just so much going on right now. For us in the card making world, we are beginning to think about Christmas cards. Are you beginning to think about making your Christmas cards? Well, I want to make sure that you have what you need to make your handmade Christmas cards. So that's why I'm going to show you, have been showing you this week and will be showing you next week, lots of sneak peeks from our new catalog that goes live on August 3rd. I'm calling it the Holiday Catalog. The official name is the July to December Mini Catalog, but that's where we have so many beautiful new products for your Christmas cards, your Christmas projects. So I'm just gonna look here on my computer and make sure that I am going live where I'm supposed to be going live. So there I am. Okay, I have to check and make sure to see what's going on. So I'm so happy to have you with me today. Hi Kay, good to see you. You've already shared it. Excellent, I really appreciate that, Kay. I bet it's warm in North Carolina. It's warm here. It's in the 90s today. Diane, good to see you. I am been so busy. Sue, yes, you love the new catalog, so do I. I have to tell you, I am getting out. Allison, good to see you. I'm working on getting out my class to go for July. I got everything yesterday. Hot enough for everyone, yes. I got all the stuff and I'm prepping everything, and my classes to go for July should be going in the mail on Monday. I'm so excited for those. I have one really neat fancy fold for you. So I'm really excited for you to get those cards. And we are planning, my friend Robin Dawes and I, another demonstrator, we are planning our, let's see what we're calling it, Holiday Stamping Mini Retreat. It's going to be on August 21st, and if you're local in San Diego County, we would love to have you come and join us in Poway. If you're not local, I am going to have a mini retreat to go. So either way, we have you covered to introduce you to the Whimsy and Wonder Suite. And if you haven't purchased it, don't, because it comes as part of your admission to the retreat, whether you do the local or the by mail or retreat to go. It is such an adorable suite. We're going to have 6 cards that you're going to make. We're going to have 3D items. Hi, Diane. And we're going to have, I lost my train of thought when I saw Diane. Good to see you. I think your catalog was returned to me today, Diane. I think you're the one. And I'm going to get it out to you again. I don't know what happened, so I have to check your address. Okay, so our mini retreat is going to show you, you'll go home with 6 cards, and you'll be armed with everything you need to make some beautiful holiday cards. So let me know if you're interested in the mini retreat to go, because we're taking reservations right now. We're trying to get everything planned. What else is happening? Oh, my paper and ribbon shares. We're going to use one of the papers in my paper share today. Hi, Diana Knapp. Good to see you. Paper shares, I have 136 6x6 sheets that you will get in my paper share. The papers are unbelievably gorgeous, and I've shown them to you once as I got most of them. I don't have all of them though, but the paper share is going to include all of them. 136 6x6 sheets for only $45 plus shipping. And the ribbon share, there are 9 new ribbons. You get 2 yards of each, so that's 18 yards of beautiful ribbons. I'm going to put Ellie down. She's looking a little anxious. I think she had a squeaky toy, and I think she wants to go squeak it. So the ribbon share, 9 ribbons, 2 yards of each for only $20, plus shipping is $5 on that and $8 on the paper share. Or if you want it all, just let me know. I want it all. And that is $65 plus $8 shipping. But I have to have the reservations and the payments in by August 2nd so that I can order everything on the day the catalog goes live on August 3rd, because I don't want anything to go on back order for any reason you guys would not receive it. So Ray, good to see you. So let me know if you want those paper and ribbon shares. Email me, leave me a comment, Peggy@prettypapercards.com. Okay, one further thing. The Designer Series paper sale is still going on. It's going strong, 15% off every one of 9 beautiful papers from the annual catalog. Oh, you guys are meeting. Excellent. Ray and Allison both live locally. Excellent. So if you want some of these 9 papers, you've got just about a week from tomorrow. The 15% off sale ends on Saturday the 31st. And I've already bought 3 more packs of the Euro Peach paper because it's my very, very favorite, and I wanted to get it while it was on sale. So if you love it, get it while you can get a good price. Okay, announcements over. What are we gonna do today? Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna show you some sneak peeks, and we're going to make our first official Christmas card of the season. Official meaning red and green, sparkly. Here we go. This is the card we're going to make today. It's got 2 sneak peeks, and it's got one thing, the stamp set and die set are, you can get them now, they're a carryover. Poinsettia Dies, Poinsettia Petals Stamp Set is what we're using today, and these are available right now. They were held over into the new catalog year because they're so popular. They were so popular, and they're so beautiful. Look at that poinsettia. Isn't that gorgeous? Yay, Christmas cards. I know, it's time really to start thinking, and I want to make sure you know what's in the new catalog that you might want. So the paper we're using today is called Painted Christmas, this one sheet right here. Now while we're at it, I want to make sure you have a good idea of what comes in this in this package of paper, Painted Christmas. It is one of my favorites, probably next to the Whimsy and Wonder paper. So this is the one we're using today. This is the reverse. This really gives you a clue as to the painted. Thank you, Diana, for sharing. The back side of this is, what I like is I think it really was painted. I think it really was watercolored. It has a lot of cute things and a lot of little dots, which I love little dots. Leaves, more leaves with evergreen leaves. This color is the one we're going to be using today, which is Evening Evergreen. Look at this pink kind of graphic. So for people who like graphic things, there's a graphic. This is your favorite, Sue. Good to know. It is a beautiful paper. Look at the darling pine cones. Super cute. This is the one, let's see. Is this what we're using today? No. Yes? No, this is not what we're using today, but I've used a lot of it. I've used it on other cards, and I love this background to it. The back side, it's soft sea foam with holly, white holly. Isn't that just soft and beautiful? And then this one I love, this beautiful side. And then here's the back. They're kind of ornaments, pink and peachy ornaments. Aren't those beautiful papers? So that's your preview, your sneak peek for today, the Painted Christmas papers. And so this is our background. Now in here, if you think it looks like a shadow, it isn't. That is a piece of Evening Evergreen cut in a circle to go behind our beautiful poinsettia. But what I really wanted to show you is, do you see these sparkly leaves? Okay, these were cut out using, we've had it for quite a while, and we love it. Forever Flourishing Leaf Dies. And, okay, this is your second sneak peek. It's called Be Dazzling Paper. Seriously, Be Dazzling. Look at how dazzling that is. I'm going to try to get it up to you. Look at that. It is beautiful, and guess what? It's free. Absolutely free with Celebration, a $50 order, and you will get, I have a package unopened so that you can see it here, a package of 8 6x6 sheets of Be Dazzling specialty paper, and oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. We're gonna cut our leaves out from it today, but I just want you to see how beautiful it is, and that's what makes this card look so sparkly. I want to try to get it. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sparkle. Isn't that gorgeous? Be Dazzling is amazing, Sue. I love it. So let's get started with our card, because again, I want to show you and give you ideas for making your own Christmas cards so that you can make good decisions and then get all the supplies you need. So we start with basic white cardstock, our standard 8.5 by 5.5 piece, scored at 4 1/4. Now I want you to know, I don't always use white, but I use white when it goes with my card. And the reason I wanted to use it is because there is white in this piece of Painted Christmas designer series paper, and so I wanted to pull in. This is a piece of the Evening Evergreen. Let me see, make sure I'm using that. Sometimes I forget. Yes, Evening Evergreen. I want to make sure I'm telling you the right name. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And so I'm going to do some layering and framing. And I'm just going to put this down first. 4 by 5 1/4 to give a nice, this sets the stage for your card. There's your Evening Evergreen. And then here's our nice piece of Painted Christmas. And see, the white and the Evening Evergreen both pull in the colors from the designer series paper. And you know, in the catalog on the designer series paper, I can't open it for you yet until August 3rd, but it tells and shows little snippets of the colors in the designer series paper, so that way you know what colors. So I looked at this paper because I wanted to use it, and it has white and Evening Evergreen, so I pulled out those colors. So you can do exactly the same thing when you're making a card. If you like a particular color, or excuse me, a particular sheet of designer series paper, go back, look in the catalog, and get the colors that go with it. It makes your card so much prettier to have the correct colors, and it takes the guessing out of it for you. All right, now the first thing we're going to do here, I've gone ahead and cut my Evening Evergreen scallop circle from our layering circle dies. I thought I'd save a little time. So let's go ahead and cut our poinsettias. Now everything I'm using today can be cut with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I wanted to let you know that, so you can just, when I was prepping this card, I just sat at this little table, my little desk, and I ran everything through the mini. And that, I love that because it's so flexible. I'm going to put my lid on my glue because it is warm today and I don't want it to dry up. So I've got my real red cardstock, and I cut a piece that I know will fit through the mini. And here are the dies. Okay, let me see what I've got here. I think I had them set out. Let me just check. Here it is. Okay. So these are the dies. Now the fabulous thing about them is there are 3 different sizes of poinsettias. And you have the border die that will cut out the border, and you have the inner part which will emboss. Can you see those embossing veins of the leaves or petals? So when you use these together, your flower is both cut and embossed with the veins in the flower. And there are 2 leaves also that do the same thing. And then there's a little mini poinsettia. So what I've been what I did last year, and I've continued it on this year, this is the size we're going to use today. You see the two dies, the border die and the embossing petals die. And what I've done is I attach them on the back with some washi tape, because that way I don't have to figure that out when I'm laying my die down. It just made it easy. I was making a lot of cards with this last year, and it's coming in handy this year. So I just lay my adhered two dies together on my plate, and then I put my other plate, and then we're just going to run that right through, and we don't even have to think about getting those little that inside die all even. So let's check and see. Let's check and see how it comes out. And there we go, and then I just pop it out by just pressing through there. And there it is, there's one. Can you see the little, let's see if I can angle it. You can see the embossed part, isn't that neat? And we need two of these, so I'm going to run it through one more time. And this is, I think, the smaller of the three two-part dies. But I wanted it to, I thought it looked good on today's card. So we're going to do this one more time. And then we'll put this little guy down for now. We're going to bring him back again and pop out that poinsettia that we've just die cut. Come on out, baby. There we go. So now we've got the two of them, and they're really meant to alternate like this, okay? We're meant to alternate them. Otherwise, they look a little bit lonely. Thanks, Allison. So what we're going to do is we are going to adhere the two of these together with a mini Stampin' Dimensional. It fits perfectly. Look at that. It just fits perfectly. And that will give dimension, right? Dimensional, dimension to the flower. And all we need to do is make sure that we alternate it correctly, like that. So there's our poinsettia. Now, I also want to show you on the dies, there are two little inside pieces for the inside of your poinsettias. Now I went ahead and did this in advance for us. I used this one that doesn't have the holes, it just has the impressions. And I used the glitter paper, the Dazzling, free Dazzling paper, and I cut out a couple of extras when I made the first card. So we're going to adhere this to the center of our poinsettia. I don't know if you can, I'll glue it and then I'll show you how dazzling it is. It just takes a little tiny dot of glue there. And actually I'm going to use I use my scissors as tweezers sometimes. I'm just going to press that right down. Now let's look at how pretty that little poinsettia is. I do have a bedazzled nail, it's true. I had them done pink with a silver bedazzled nail on each hand. Isn't that poinsettia so cute? It's just darling, and that's what we need to make our darling card. Now the next thing, let's look back at our sample. This helps me, and so I'm showing it to you so that you can refresh yourself on where we're going. All right, so now we've got our card base. Let's see where we're going. Now we need our circle of Evening Evergreen. I'm just going to set it out. That's what I like to do when I'm making my cards, is just set it out there and kind of plan it before I adhere anything. And now what we need to do is cut our bedazzled paper. We need to cut two pieces, and here are my two pieces with this Forever Flourishing die. Is it Forever Flourishing? Yep. So we're going to get back our little mini boss, and I'll show you how easily this cuts. Sometimes with glitter, glimmer type paper in the past, I've cut on the back side, but with this you don't need to. The only thing you need to do is run it through a couple of times so it cuts all that dazzling. So let's get it started here. And we're going to go through, I'll show you a little bit more. We're going to go through once, and it is a little harder to turn through because it's got all those little bits of Dazzling. So now we're going to take it out, and there it is, all cut, and you just pop it right out. Those couple times through make a difference, and it's got a couple little pieces that pop out like that. Oops, I wasn't showing it to you. There you go. So there's one. Now let's go ahead and do our second one. We'll just go in from the back this time. And I think I've got this cut like at 3 by 2.5, something like that, the piece. But I love it that everything goes through the mini because it's just so easy. You don't have to get up and go to the big machine or anything. So here we go. We'll run it through one more time. A couple of times, back and forth. And once more. And I think that's the end of our die cutting. Okay. And let's take this little guy out. And it just pops out easily when you run it through several times like that. I really appreciate that it does that. And we'll just pop out those other little pieces. If you don't have the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm just going to say you must have it. You must. Because it's just adorable for one thing. So now we've got our two bedazzled leaves. And what I did before is I tucked one underneath, placing it down in the corner about as far as I can go to kind of use, you know how they say like with gymnastics or dancing, use the whole dance floor, you know, or for someone doing an exhibit or something. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying use the whole card, okay? And then we're going to put one on the top to come out this way and try to use the whole card. Okay, now we've got that part set up, but the one thing I want to do is add some ribbon. This ribbon, I think it carried over. I was looking today to see if it said if it carried over was new. It didn't indicate, but it's gold shimmer ribbon. I do think it carried over, but anyway, it's gorgeous, and it's going to be part of the ribbon share, my ribbon share, if you're interested. Hi, Roz. Glad you could join me. Thank you. So what I'm going to do with this, I wanted to add some ribbon, okay, just because I like ribbon and I like to use it. So I thought I would just, this is what I did on the other one, just kind of put it like that under the poinsettia. Should we try that? Okay, and in order to adhere the ribbon, and I want to do that first, I am using the Stampin' Seal Plus. I use it sometimes when I need to get a real good stick, you know, and glue doesn't, I don't like using glue as much on ribbon. So I'm going to pull that adhesive down, and let's see. Sometimes you need to advance it to get it to do its thing, but it fits perfectly right inside there. Let me try it again, just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this, I want to have some of it stick out, and on the top and the bottom. So I think I'm going to do it like that. So what I'll do is I want to put a little bit on this underside also. Yep. Okay. I'm feeling to make sure it was adhered, the stuff got on there. Okay, just like that. And now I see that this edge is not quite as angled as I would like it to be. So I'm going to go back in with my scissors. And look at that, even this gold ribbon has little flecks that pop off. I love it. Okay, so now we're ready to adhere our circle. And what I'm going to do, actually, I want this, I told you, to pop out. And rather than adhering it to my circle with glue, I'm going to do something we don't usually do. But that is, I'm going to use Scotch tape. Can you believe it? So I'm just going to turn it over and put a piece of Scotch tape to really hold those leaves down there. Just right where I want it to be. Oops, it's coming out a little bit there, so we'll just pull that back. And I think I'll just trim that off. I don't need that part. Okay. And then I'm going to really press it down good and hard so I know those leaves are adhered like that. Now I can put my circle on, and I'm going to use some regular size Stampin' Dimensionals for my circle. We only need 3. I usually use 3 for a circle, and we can put some right over those leaves there. So this is what you do, you know, you just get your background, your card base, your background, and you just build. And I just kept adding things I thought looked pretty and things I knew I wanted to use. So I might raise this a little bit. Okay, like that. And now we have our other beautiful bedazzled leaves. I mean, really, look how gorgeous those are. I'm crazy about this paper, I just am. And now I'm going to tuck these back under here and add glue, because I didn't know where I wanted these until the last minute after I do the other part. So what I'm going to do is just add a dot of glue, whoops, that's a lot, on some of the leaves and a little bit right in here on the stem, because this is the part I'm going to tuck under. Just like that. And then we're just going to tuck this under here, just like that. And now we know, because we knew where we wanted it after we put the other leaves on and put the circle down. Alrighty, we're ready to go. Now, where's my sample card? Oh, here it is. Okay, so now we're ready to put our beautiful poinsettia right on top there. And so I'm going to use, again, just one regular size dimensional. It doesn't take much to hold these beautiful flowers. I'm going to put it right over there like that. Isn't that so pretty? Just look at all that glitter. Look at all that sparkle. I love it. Okay, now we need to do our sentiment. And from our stamp set, our Poinsettia Petals Stamp Set. Some people call it poinsettia. Let me know what you call it. I call it poinsettia. But I think there's good evidence for both, but I say poinsettia, and I'm going to use this Merry Christmas. Now, one thing I had to learn, and it says down here, images are at 65% here. The images are at 65%, so what looks like a small little Merry Christmas turns out to be a very large Merry Christmas, but it's perfect for our card. So I'm going to get out, because this is a photopolymer set, we know we want to add a little more padding underneath the cardstock where we're going to stamp. I'm going to use real red because that's the color of cardstock that I used, and I want to coordinate that. That's what Stampin' Up! Is so famous for. So I'm going to get my ink on my sentiment stamp, and I'm going to, it's easy to line up because this one you can see through and you can see where the letters are. So I'm going to just stamp them. It might not be as lined up as I thought. I think it's okay. It looks okay. I am correct, Diane. Okay, good. I didn't know, but I prefer to call it poinsettia. Thanks for the encouragement. Okay, so now we've got our sentiment, and we want to put it right in there. You know, I put it different places depending on the card that I've made, and for this one, I want it to go, let's see, let me just ponder, because I don't, well, if I'm going to mail this card, I would want the sentiment to stay within the measurement of the card, right? And I do see I got that a little bit crooked, but I really don't think anyone will notice. So if I put the sentiment up there, it's still okay because the ribbon kind of hides the edge there. But I had actually wanted to put it down here, and I think I still will. And I don't care if it goes over a little bit. I just like that placement a little bit better. So I'm going to do my little, oh, I still have that Scotch tape on there. I'm going to do my little flagged end that I always do, where you cut into the center and then cut in from the edges. And I'm going to tuck that up under my flower or my ribbon, or there we go. That looks good right there. And so this will be one, a card that I'll either put a bigger envelope on it, or it will be one that I hand with a little gift, like maybe a hostess gift or something like that. And I'm going to add 3 dimensionals. And then it'll be adhered on. And then I show you what we're going to do for the envelope. Well, let's see. Goodness sakes, it's so hard to decide. Do you ever have this happen to you? I think I'll just go right there. And there it is. There's our card. I personally, you like the sentiment lower too. I really like this card. Now, I want to show you something else. There's another stamp. There are the 3 poinsettias that we already looked at. And you can fill in with these other stamps. It's really a 2-step stamp process. But there's one larger one that has it all included. You know, it's already built up, and you could use that one. And that's what I'm going to use for inside the card. So I'm going to pull back in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I've already gotten that stamped out and used it, and it is a pretty big one. It's a pretty big poinsettia, but I actually like it. And I'm not going to put the full thing on the inside of the card. I'm just going to put some of the petals on the edges. So let's open our card, and we're going to put it right, our stamp right in here on the corner there. So let's just do that. I'm going to press down pretty hard. I actually thought earlier maybe it looks like kind of feathers on an Indian. I don't know, but I think they'll know that's a poinsettia. And let me get my envelope here, and we'll stamp that also. I'm going to pull my flap out in case my stamp goes a little bit higher. I don't want that to interfere with the stamp. And I think we'll just kind of do it right there. There we go. Let's close this up before I say anything else, because I don't want to put my hand in it. So there's our card. There's our pretty Christmas card. And you know, if you did these over a period of time, you would have a grouping of these that you could definitely send out for your holiday card. I think it's beautiful, and I think if I did it for one that I was sending out, I would make sure to move everything over a little to the left so that my sentiment would fit, or I would find a smaller sentiment. But I like the boldness of this sentiment. I really like the way that turned out. And so if you made a bunch of them, now on this one, I put my leaves up on top over the green circle. I'm not sure which I like better. What do you guys think? The circle stands out more on this one over here. Try to get them where you can see both. I actually think I kind of like this one better. So this is your first red and green and sparkly Christmas card of the season. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this, you're going to love our retreat to go. I don't have the details totally on my blog yet. I had them on there, I think, yesterday, and I'm going to go back and put them in and put a special page so that you can see all the details. And don't forget, if you've got your catalog already, you do if you're my customer, start looking, start making your list, and definitely put this Bedazzling paper, definitely place an order of $50 so that you can get this amazing Bedazzling paper. I'm not kidding you, I just love it. So I'm going to come back like this. Here it is. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm just going to cover my face because it's so pretty. I love this paper. You're going to want it for all your holiday needs. You could make something cute out of it too for a 3D project or a little treat box. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and this has allowed you to start kind of thinking about Christmas, because it's good to think about it early, especially if you want to make a card like one of these. Say you want to make 10 of them or more. for your Christmas cards, you need to start thinking early so you have the time to put these all together, put a grouping of them together. And I'm always here to help you with any of your stamping needs. So thank you so much. Have a really great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.